Twice a month, I make these savory crackers, and every time I make it, I try to do a different flavor. And today I'm making a rosemary one. I especially like making these when I have nothing to snack on at home and I want just like something salty, something crunchy, kind of like chips. And it's the easiest recipe for crackers ever. Barely any effort needed. 8 tablespoons of butter, which is a stick, cold as possible. Put it in, and half teaspoon of salt, a little pinch of cayenne pepper, 1 egg, and 1 cup of flour. That is it. Oh wait, no, cheese. I forgot the cheese, the most important part. Of this, I'm adding about half a cup and a tablespoon of cheese. You don't want to add too much because if it's too much, it's gonna be too soft. Now, I speed it up right here so you can see that the food processor is doing all the work. And here I slowed it down because I'm using parsley, and I'm gonna be using this much, and I'm just gonna chop it up into very, very, very tiny bits of parsley. And this is how much it came out. Pretty small, but it's gonna give a really nice flavor. Also, the half teaspoon salt is gonna make it salty but not overly salt. It might be a little bit too little of a salt for some people, but for me it was absolutely perfect. So not like store-bought saltiness, so a little bit less than store-bought saltiness. Using a plastic wrapper, I'm gonna make a sausage of this, and it's way easier to shape it using the plastic wrapper because once you start touching it, the butter is gonna start melting because butter melts from the heat from your fingers. So you try not to touch the dough. I'm gonna roll this up into a sausage. The thickness is gonna be about 1.25 inches, so a little bit thicker than the stick of butter. So just rolling it out, and then I'm gonna pop this back into the fridge until it's solid cold. And I find that using a steak knife is the easiest way to cut it instead of like a regular knife. See, this is cold. And I'm gonna cut this in little pieces. I forgot to take a video of how it looked on the tray at the end, but this is the thinness you want. It's not gonna grow too much, so you do not need to leave space in between. But I baked these at 350 for 17 minutes. I always put 15 minutes and then check on it, and if it's not golden enough, I'll add 3-4 minutes extra and just keep an eye on it. So this is 17 minutes because everyone's oven is different. Some ovens are stronger, some ovens are less strong. Like the previous apartment I lived in, the oven was way stronger, so I baked these at 14 minutes. So that was perfect. Put it on the cooling rack. Right now, it's still warm and a little fragile, but not too fragile, but still a little too warm. We need these to cool down so it can be crispy and the butter becomes solid so it doesn't fall apart as easy. But these are so addicting and so easy to make. You can take these to a picnic, a potluck, to work, for lunch, kids snack at school. It's delicious, barely any ingredients needed, and it's so cheap to make. Enjoy.